Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. Ed Brown was more than just a TV star for most of America. There was a meme about him. A joke. A guilty pleasure that is provided every week on the reality TV buffet. But what happens when the camera goes off and the guy who made the joke is left alone with his own death? The date is June 23, 2025. California's San Diego. Ed Brown fell in his kitchen at 6:48 a.m. He had a huge heart attack, one that, by all accounts, should have killed him. Ed Brown laid alone on the cold kitchen tiles for 47 minutes. The man who was known for his voice was suddenly quiet. Ed's weight had gone up to 312 pounds in the months before the heart attack. He had warnings from doctors. His friends told him to be careful. Liz told him to be careful. But the praise of followers often drowns out the whispers of worry. Ed's diet had become a jumble of quick solutions, such greasy fast food, energy drinks, and late-night munchies that made him feel better, but didn't give him any nutrition. His fame had grown, which meant spending more time online, feeling more pressure to do well, and giving in to his emotional hunger with physical indulgence. He often read past remarks at night, telling himself that the laughing indicated love. But he couldn't ignore how tight his chest was getting or the ache that was spreading down his left arm. The outlook was not good. His heart was badly hurt. He would need to take medicine for the rest of his life and change his whole way of living. For the first time as an adult, Ed had to deal with something he couldn't charm his way out of. He had spent years hiding behind jokes, big t-shirts, and too much confidence. But none of that was important here. No one was laughing amid the clean white walls of a heart unit. There was no clapping. No one was following. Ed Brown became a famous caricature on reality TV. He was still that man in the mirror when the cameras stopped. By yourself. Getting older. Scared. The quiet was too much. There weren't many people there. His phone, which used to be full with notifications, was now dark. Liz came and went in gentle waves. Some days she didn't leave. Some days she just couldn't do it. But her presence was like a lighthouse amid Ed's storm. He started to listen more and talk less. Not just for his health, but also for his humanity. Nurses became his lifeline. They used his true name, not Big Ed. Only Ed. He began to appreciate how it sounded. Things were different at home. The rappers from fast food were gone. The TikToks. The laughing. There was only quiet left, and the sound of a warning. This may happen again. It hurt to breathe. But Ed started to think that maybe this was meant to happen. Maybe God was trying to say something to him. He wrote letters every night to those he had hurt, to the man he used to be, and to the man he believed he could become. Pages full of apologies, thoughts, and promises written in shaky hands. He wrote a letter that he wasn't sure he would ever mail. To Tiffany. Their relationship had slowly and painfully broken down. The argument stopped. Silence became distance. Ed couldn't recall the last time he heard her giggle as he lay in a hospital bed. He left her a message on her voicemail. Nothing left. Put down. Called again. Be quiet. Days went by. He then sent a message. Hey Tiff. Dad's here. I realize you probably don't want to hear from me. But I suffered a heart attack. A nasty one. I almost didn't make it. And that made me think about how much I've let you down. I'm sorry. If you let me, I want to solve this. No stress. I miss you. He hit send. Then they waited. 2 days. Then there were 3. 4. Finally, a response. For words. Thanks. Let's talk again soon. Ed started to cry. Not the fake tears he was used to making for the camera, but real, gut-wrenching sobs that made his chest hurt in a new way. He started keeping track of his healing. Not for his followers, but for himself. Video diaries of taking unhurried stroll down halls. Clips of him trying to tie his shoes. Low-sodium meal ideas. Honest admissions of being afraid of dying, feeling ashamed of what you did, and being humble for surviving. And something weird happened. The internet, which used to make fun of him, started to pay attention. You give me hope. My dad just had a heart attack. Thanks for being honest. You've changed. And I'm proud of you. Ed couldn't believe it. He was being seen for the first time in years without being made fun of. He was asked to speak at an event to raise awareness about heart health 3 months after he had recovered. He almost said no. But Tiffany told him to keep going. She said she'd be in the crowd. He stood there then. He seemed thin and pale, and his voice was softer than normal. He looked out at the little group and let out a breath. I thought being famous would make me happy. That following signified love. But the reality is, I was trying to get away from myself. And when I eventually stopped running, I almost died. Doctors brought me here. Because of grace. And I got a second opportunity that I didn't deserve but got anyhow. He left the stage. Tiffany gave him an embrace that was tighter than he thought it would be. "I'm proud of you, Dad," he said softly. "Thanks for coming back." In the next year, Ed lost 78 pounds. He stopped calling himself Big Ed. Only Ed. He didn't post as much on social media, but when he did, it meant something. Walking his dog in the morning was quiet. Making meals that are good for you. Thoughts on therapy. A man who is learning how to life again. He got back in touch with his brothers and sisters. He said sorry to Liz again, this time without expecting anything in return. They didn't fall in love again, but they did find tranquility. Ed met Marisol at a support group meeting in early 2026. A nurse. She was patient, spoke softly, and listened. Their connection wasn't like a fire that started right away. It was more like a slowly flickering ember that warmed him in places he thought were frozen. Ed sat on a bench with Marisol and his 2 dogs and watched the sun set. He muttered, "I never thought peace would look like this." He was still famous, people knew him in stores. But now they talked to him in a new way. Please. Honestly. Like they had grown up with him too. He sometimes missed the pandemonium and the attention. But he didn't miss the void. He didn't chase cameras anymore. He ran after sunsets. Link. What it means. Ed Brown had been granted a second opportunity, not to become famous, but to live. And this time he wasn't wasting it. His trip wasn't flawless. He fell. He had a hard time. But he kept going. Now Ed knew. Being huge had never been about how big he was. It was about his heart. And now, after all, that heart was open. This gossip is over. If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.